WWE leaking AEW Rampage ratings, plus an AJ Styles Impact return has been teased, and the first Impact match for released WWE team has been revealed. It's all in the wrestling news right now. Are WWE leaking the AEW Rampage ratings, Adam Pacitti? Very naughty if they're doing allegedly, doing that allegedly, apparently.
I don't know, Tom. I don't work for them.
Me neither.
No.
Voice of Wrestling, however, have a little idea to Voice of Wrestling, and they say, here's the scoop. WWE is leaking the Rampage Fast Nationals. This was tipped off to us and then confirmed by at least one of the outlets that has been reporting them. Come up with your own motivations, but that's who is feeding it to the news sites. Housery of variety, potentially.
So the deal is here, they get them a little bit earlier than they go to the general public, and they've been tipping people off about them and leaking them to the news sites. When they say come up with your own motivations, I'm struggling to think of them, because they're going to get out pretty soon after anyway.
But it's more the case of, I would imagine they'd want to, if this is what they're doing, like a company would do that. To kind of almost give a bit of a gotcha moment, like, hey, look how rubbish they are. Don't give AEW time to spin them in any way.
Right, but they're going to come out anyway.
They're going to come out yeah.
It's hardly Bischoff revealing spoilers for Raw on Nitro, is it? It's a pretty weak shot being fired in the wars.
Nor is it like Vince McMahon saying to pay-per-view providers, like, if you take Starrcade, you don't get the Royal Rumble. Like, that was a thing, but lest we forget, that's a thing that happened. But it does just seem like an odd move to do. Mm-hmm. I feel like it's just to get a little gotcha on AEW, if that's why they're doing it. Just, because there'll be sponsors and partners that will see those numbers, and if WWE is just sort of pushing out to the news outlets, look how rubbish this show is. Don't spend with them. Come to me.
And if it's WWE saying it, maybe it means more when it's initially coming from WWE. I don't know.
Maybe.
But it's not. They're not competition. That pissant company. They're not competition. Remember that.
What a spicy week for the wrestling, isn't it? Just Tony Khan having a pop, then Vince going, all right, half an hour commercial free for SmackDown, then Tony going, you feed burgers to swans, then Vince McMahon go, what if we do? It makes them float better. Just back and forth.
As much as I say I don't like it, and I don't like the sort of divisiveness and the tribalism and all that, I kind of like it when it gets a little bit spicy. There's a part of me that's like, oh, it's heating up a bit. Drama.
Here's something spicy. Would AJ Styles ever turn up back in Impact Wrestling, his former home away from home?
Maybe. Well, according to Luke Gallows, who did a press pass call with the media, he was asked whether or not he could see his former stablemate return to Impact. And he said, I'll say this, I don't know what the schedule is or what kind of surprises Impact Wrestling has in store for the Hall of Fame or Bound of Glory. I would be very remiss if I didn't say that before AJ Styles hangs up the boots, I'm highly confident we'll see him in an Impact Wrestling ring at least one more time. They couldn't afford it.
They wouldn't put him in the Hall of Fame at Bound for Glory, surely.
No, I mean, it's not unheard of, because Christian was signed to a WWE contract and they let him do something with TNA or Impact, no, TNA at the time, didn't they? So they have done stuff like that before, so it wouldn't shock, because WWE don't see Impact as competition at all anymore, but it was because Impact or TNA had done a favour for WWE.
But I think because they're so very much in with that pissant company AEW, they might just go, no, you're playing with those boys, you can't have our friend.
I don't see it happening. I think probably when his WWE deal expires, if they don't keep him on either some sort of part-time contract and bring him in for special attraction matches, or put him on a Legends deal, which the money would be really good on, it wouldn't surprise me to see him go back. I mean, it's where he made his name, really, isn't it?
Yeah, it truly is.
Some of his best work ever has been in Impact.
Talking of special attraction, right? Arturo Ruas, who was let go from WWE.
Is not a special attraction.
Do you know what? Wow!
I like him.
Tiger's gonna get you. Tiger Ruas. Meow. He's Right. Bless you, Tiger. I was going to give you a big run-up.
He's my second favourite Tiger after Ali Singh.
Nice.
It says a lot.
Oh, so you don't like Tiger Jeet Singh then?
So I apologise.
Wow.
I apologise. Let's set up
Shocking.
Woods
The internet's going to kick right off. Tiger Ruiz is going to be at Josh Barnett's Bloodsport. He is facing the eponymous Josh Barnett at Josh Barnett's Bloodsport. I don't know if that's the right use of eponymous. I've decided that it is. He's getting the match against Barnett, and I'm up for this, right? Because Bloodsport, Arturo Ruiz, this is a really nice matchup.
Yeah.
I think this is his wheelhouse.
He's got that legitimacy about him where he's going to fit in really nicely there.
It's a really good time to be part of sort of like the GCW and the collective and stuff like that, because they're making such magic at the moment, and that is going to be that's going to be a show at the Ukrainian Cultural Centre in LA, Friday, October the 22nd. You can watch it on Fight TV. Have a lovely time with that. Let's jump back to Impact for our final of the day. Bound for Glory around the corner. Will AJ be in the Hall of Fame? Probably not. But we know that we know that we're going to get a Knockouts tag team title match at Bound for Glory. That was announced yesterday.
It was, and two big stars released WWE talent, in fact. The Inspiration, formerly the Iconics, challenging Decay's Havoc and Rosemary for the Knockouts tag team titles. It's shaping up to be a really nice card, and I think they'll get the belts there as well.
Do you reckon they'll just immediately pop the belts on them?
Yeah, I think they would. You know what? I think they should. They're really like super hot. People are still talking about them. Not hot like that. You know, they've got a lot of people talking about them. They are hot like that.
There's always some conversation about whether when you bring in somebody post WWE and like, oh, you immediately put them on the top.
No, they're class.
But on
they
this occasion, I think it's deserved.
Totally.
I think we didn't see what we could have, like with the women's tag titles. I don't think we saw the greatness that is the Iconics doing their thing. So as the Inspiration, they might do more.
It sort of peaked for me, the women's tag title scene in WWE when they won the gold. Yeah, lack thereof now, but when they won the gold, and you could tell how special it was to them. And I'd like to see that moment recreated. I don't have a problem with that at all.
Isn't that a worrying thing? That, and I think a lot of people will agree with you, but like a lot of people think like the women's tag team title scene peaked at the second set of tag team champions.
Well, it did.
It really did, and
really
that's
did.
it. And it's just, here's an idea if you wanna add a bit of beef to your women's tag team division, add some women's tag teams. I know.
Crazy.
Revolutionary thing,
Crazy
get over
well,
here.
They've just been used to further single storylines way too often to the point that now people just don't care about them. It's WWE's own fault.
Impact Bound for Glory coming at you like Cleopatra, October 23rd. A busy weekend of wrestling coming up next weekend. And this is in amongst it all as well. 20-person Call Your Shot gauntlet match. The winner getting a title shot. 6-way for the Impact Digital Media Championship. John Schuyler, Crazy Steve, Falabar, Jordan Grace, and 2 more names to be announced. We need a new name. I'm like the concept of the belt, but the Impact Knockouts title, Deonna Purrazzo, Mickie James.
Nice.
They're going to have some fun. I like that a lot. And Christian Cage and Josh Alexander.
Go on, Josh.
Are you up for Josh Alexander winning the whole thing?
Love him. I think he's a future big-time superstar, wherever he ends up.
His former tag team partner, The North, had some nice things to say about Josh Alexander when we had a chat last night. You can hear that conversation on the Cultaholic podcast feed right now, uploaded this morning, Desert Island Graps with Ethan Page. And if you're a Patreon, you can watch our mouths moving as well. It's magic, patreon.com/Cultaholic. More news as we get it at cultaholic.com. Stay safe. Love you, bye.